Mikel Arteta's true feelings on Ange Postecoglou are clear ahead of Arsenal reunion. Arsenal travel to the City Ground this weekend for a tough clash against Nottingham Forest, which will be their first game under new manager Ange Postecoglou, following Nuno Espirito Santo's sacking. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta is known to be a huge admirer of Ange Postecoglou as he prepares to face his former Tottenham rival against Nottingham Forest this weekend. Postecoglou was unveiled as the new Forest boss this week following the sacking of Nuno Espirito Santo, and he will go straight into a huge clash against the title-chasing Gunners. The Australian went up against Arteta 4 times as Tottenham boss and failed to win a game, drawing 1 and losing 3, so the Spaniard should feel confident he can get the better of his opposite number again. But he previously admitted he had big respect for Postecoglou before last year's North London derby and said he was inspirational to him because of how he sticks to his principles no matter what. "I admire him," he said. "I admire him and I respect him. I think he has been an inspirational coach in my career because he has done things in his own way, in various contexts, in various countries. He has a very unique way of thinking about the game and his philosophy, and I love it. He stands by it, and I think as well, he represents himself and the club in a really good way." Postecoglou was famed for employing an incredibly high line at Tottenham, memorably even when his team were trailing Chelsea with just 9 men in November 2023. But he came under fire from fans and pundits for failing to adapt his tactics last season when his side was up against it, and without his best players during an injury crisis. His Tottenham side ended up finishing 17th, but did end the campaign with a memorable Europa League triumph before he was axed by the club. Postecoglou said he was excited about the prospect of adding to Forest's rich history after being unveiled as Espirito Santo's successor. "The one thing that hits you the most when you go into a new role is the responsibility," he said in his first interview. "It's a fantastic football club with great history, and even in recent times it has done really well. You bear that responsibility, but I'm excited and I'm looking forward to it, and I'm really happy to be here. This club has real ambitions, and that's really important to me. We've got an exciting squad. Playing against the club last season, you could tell there was a really strong unity across the club, and you want to be a part of that because, that's what's required to be successful. I've worked myself into this position over the past 28 years because I've never put any limits on what I want to achieve. Wherever I've been fortunate to have success, which has allowed me to take that next step." Ex-Arsenal Invincible reveals concerns over Mikel Arteta's tactics. Arsenal have come under fire this season for their style of play under Mikel Arteta, who is focused on being rigid defensively and being dangerous from set pieces in a bid to bring success. Former Arsenal Invincible Gaël Clichy has admitted concern over Mikel Arteta's lack of ambition at the Emirates, claiming the team are excited not to lose a game. Clichy was part of the Gunners squad that went the entire 2003 to 2004 Premier League season without losing a game as they won the title under Arsène Wenger. The Frenchman played 264 times for Arsenal and became known as one of the best left-backs in world football during his time in North London before joining Manchester City in 2011. Now aged 40, Clichy said the identity of Wenger's exciting passing style that he brought to Arsenal had disappeared. The team have taken a more pragmatic approach with a focus on being rigid in defence and an emphasis on set pieces. Speaking to Metro, he said Arsenal is coming to a place where the idea and identify of Arsène Wenger's football is not seen much anymore. We don't talk about how well Arsenal played these days. We talk about how difficult they are to break down or how impressive they are on set pieces. Don't get me wrong, it's fantastic, and it's part of the game you need to exploit, but if we talk about what Arsenal used to be and what Arsenal is today, there's nothing to compare anymore. We have to accept the manager wants something different. And maybe with the wingers and striker we see more of this old school way. But we also have to tell it like it is. We have also maybe seen a lack of ambition from Arsenal as a club, and from Michael Clichy, referenced Arsenal's 1-0 loss to Liverpool last time out, and said they failed to capitalise on a shaky start to the season by the Reds, and said they were too focused on not losing games. He said Arteta's side won't be successful until he adjusts his methods and brings a new mentality to the team. When you look at that game against Liverpool, you can see a team that is not concerned about winning, but a team excited not to lose a game. This is very subtle, but this is a massive difference for a team that is competing for the title. So hopefully this will change with the players they have now. Liverpool started the season very fragile, giving up opportunities, but Arsenal did not exploit that. They did not want to hear it. This is the part where Mikel needs to adjust. Yes, you will win points. I have heard him saying how they are the team who have won the most points over the last 3 years. But you haven't won anything. It is not a question about points. It is going to those places and getting the win. This weekend, Arsenal travel to the City Ground to face a tough test against Nottingham Forest, who have just appointed former Spurs boss Ange Postecoglou following the sacking of Nuno Espirito Santo. Thomas Tuchel sends warning to England's big names with brave World Cup selection vow. England manager Thomas Tuchel was without a host of his star players in the recent international break, but recorded the most impressive win of his reign away at Serbia. Thomas Tuchel has promised to carry on being brave, even at the expense of some of England's big names. England produced one of their best results in years by thrashing Serbia 5-0, and did it without the likes of Jude Bellingham, Bukayo Saka, Cole Palmer, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Morgan Rogers, Noni Madueke, and Elliot Anderson really stepped up and have staked a claim ahead of next year's World Cup, with Tuchel promising competition will be fierce. Trey Tuchel insisted that he wanted a tighter squad to ensure there is positive tension in the camp, and also that players will always see every call-up as a privilege. But Tuchel also spelt out that he is ready to make big calls and will do it again